Alright. Hello everybody. Another day. Another league. With Karn. With Primetime. With Amulet. Doing consistently very well with this list, so I honestly have not really seen any reasons to make any changes just yet. It's the second league of the day, by the way. We just lost playing for the 5-0. Deck is broken. I think I just figured out the title for this video. It's gonna be good. Okay. Yes. Yes, please. Yes. There's that Simpson episode, like with the weird guy. The guy that says yes. It's pretty interesting how The Simpsons' impact on different countries is vastly different, which I find super interesting. So I think that unless my opponent can put together the turn 2 right now, this shall be game. They're gonna Karn minus for Tormod's Grip. Opponent can't win. I guess they could have Thoughtseize. They could have Thoughtseize here. No Thoughtseize, you say, huh? I guess Thoughtseize wouldn't have been particularly great either, huh? Guess I could have played this. We could get slightly greedy. What happens if I upkeep? I go get coding. I upkeep, stop this. My opponent would need to have monkey. I mean, there's just no reason for me to open myself up to that very unlikely scenario, right? I'm just gonna go get Tormod's Crypt and basically win the game on the spot, so let's just do that, I guess. Now next turn we minus for coding, play second Karn, play Karn plus coding, win the game. Did I just forget to play my Tormod's Crypt? Oops. I'm just not gonna say anything. Turn 3 Karn on the play. That's very embarrassing. That is very embarrassing. That is very, very embarrassing. This is one of the situations where Grafdigger's case is actually better than Tormund's script, right? That's why my opponent brought in Leyline. It's not because of the Valaku triggers, it's because Leyline stops both Bojugabog. Although Bojugabog is not good at this matchup, so you shouldn't play Bojugabog. Do they mull to 5 into turn 1 Leyline, turn 2 kill? Is that what we're facing here? Can we draw forest, please? Huh. I see. Guess we also failed to find here. I was looking for a bounce land there, obviously. What's up, Hatelex? I bought a bunch of non-bounce lands there, so I don't want to shuffle, basically. So I guess they're just gonna win on turn 3. Unless we find a bounce land. Bounce land? Bounce land? That would have done it last turn. That would have done it last turn because we can... that's why I left the breeding pool in the deck, because it gives me a potential of having another land. So if they have the one card combo, I'm just fucked. But if they don't have it right here, we could be okay. It seems like they have it. So I'm just gonna concede to the... Okay. Obviously I should have won that game 1. Okay, this one's not going on YouTube. I'm too embarrassed about that. Still another challenge. Oh, thank you, Hatelex. One card combos are fun. Yeah, exactly. Mull to 5, Leyline, so I blank most of your interaction into turn 3 kill. Sounds about right. What's the problem with that anyway, right? Perfectly fine for a format like Modern. Okay. I just say that and then we see this hand, this opener. Turn 2 kill. Okay, so I guess it's not a turn 2 kill. Because they could have something like... Okay. Now it is a turn to kill. Not playing around Vapor Snag. I guess it was a turn to kill anyway. UR Prowess. Honestly, it's kind of nice to have access to the Cyber Guard. It really just saves time, you know. Like I've thought about this already, so I don't need to think about it again. Am I reading the stream title correctly and you're in the tournament? No, it's a victory lap. I was in a tournament on Saturday and I top 8'd the showcase. And then today I'm just playing for fun. It's pretty good. Like we're probably getting mooned anyway, but yeah, Omnath is absurd. Honestly, Omnath is just so good. No free damage for you, opponent. Dryad. Please don't moon me. Pretty please. Dryad. Omnath shouldn't be able to tuber up Thermal Script. That's my hot take. That's fucked up. I know, right? When Omnath gets Thermal Script, that's when you know you have a problem in your format. Actually, I might have made a mistake there. Maybe I was supposed to play the Castle Garenbrig instead of playing the Radiant Fountain. Like, it means I don't gain life this turn and I don't gain life next turn. But what it does is it makes it so I don't need to waste Vesuva copying Boros Garrison and I get something else. My opponent missed a land drop there, so I think that we're still fine. Try it. So a Stronghold. Haste there. It would also mean I get to trigger zombies here, which I don't get to right now. Sucks a little bit. So we want to get a green source so that we can steerings. What are we steeringsing into? Nothing that really matters, I don't think. So just gonna get a basic in case of moon. Getting a blue source was also defensible. Getting a blue source was defensible because of the T-West that we already have in hand. So now my opponent's in trouble. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They did have Vapor Snag. Ha! I knew it! They did have the Vapor Snag. Wait. They have a 0? Okay, they have a 0. So the turn what I was wondering about it and I was trying to play around it, I was actually correct. Like my opponent did have access to Vapor Snag in their deck. This is fine. Okay. Okay. Good to see that one. Nah, this is too speculative of a keep. This one is a lot better. So just bottom field. And I think that maximizing the life gain is going to be more important than the tempo. Maybe wrong about this though. Might be wrong about that. Yep, we got super punished there. That's okay though. That's okay, because that means like my opponent can't play a threat, right? If they want to answer my Dryad, they basically cannot play a threat, so. They don't even attack. I've called their bluff like 5 times now, so my opponent's just like, yeah, you get you get it. Blood Moon? Nope, it's not a Blood Moon. It's looking very good here though. My opponent would need to have a very powerful subset of cards in order to get away with this one. And they tapped out, so I think we're good. I think that this should be game, because I just get to clear their board with Valaka triggers. Seems worth to do this. I am going to play around Blood Moon here though. Oh. I honestly, I kind of feel bad. Show me that Force of Negation. I don't feel bad. No, yeah, that's true. I don't. That is true. I do not feel bad, no. Kill your dude for value. Am I playing a PTQ? No, I'm not. Kill your dude for value. I mean, I could kill their dude, or I could also not kill their dude. Like, what do you think it's better? Opponent says GG's. Give them the GG back. Always destroy the Prowess players. When I get to, yeah. The match I played against UR Prowess in the showcase was very cool. I enjoyed that one a lot. What's my favorite match from the showcase? The one against Sultai Reclamation was very good. I felt it came to a point where I felt like I was sort of playing like a prison deck. where I was just trying to surgically make sure that okay, so this out for my opponent is gone. Now this out is gone. Now this out is gone. It felt like I was kind of playing a prison deck in that match. It was pretty cool. This hand is just not good enough, I don't think. This one I'll keep. It's very good against an aggro deck. It's medium against the rest. But it's okay too. Turn 1 Flagstones. Okay, that's the worst draw in our entire deck. Far and away the worst draw. Unless we find exactly a bounce land off the top. And even still, like, we didn't need to draw this. But we need a green bounce land here. Oh, it's this deck. It's the Spike deck. I have not seen this one in a minute now. Feels like it might have fallen out of favor. I don't really see why. Okay. We're gonna hold on to this because this represents Titan mana next turn. Can you please play nothing, opponent? Or like tap out for like a Teferi or something, you know? Could you have Vestige of first trigger and then get a second Gracer into third land? I don't want to, like, because of exactly what happened. You always have to be thinking about your routes with Amulet. You can't just like be... You have to constantly assess, okay, is it better to hold this card in my hand or is it better to play it out? Well, it's worse if I find my Amulet of Vigor, but it's better if I find this other card instead, you know? That kind of thing. And you need to make sure that you are right when you do that. That might have been a situation where I was supposed to play this out, though. They're playing Archmage's Charm with that shitty mana base? That is so greedy. Ugh, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. The mana base in that deck is just... It's completely terrible. Oh, I should have bounced this. I mean, that's a slight misstep there. Some might even say a mental misstep. What do you think about Karning Green-White Reclaimer? I don't think you can make room for it, and it'd be good. Love getting currently commanded by my opponent that started Temple Garden Swamp. Yeah. Some people out there will... Yeah, they will be greedy with their mana bases. And then go completely unpunished, right? They go completely unpunished even though their choices are extremely greedy. But just look at what my opponent's doing. It's just like, yep, of course my mana's perfect. They're playing a deck with 4 Flagstones in their deck and Sacred Foundry and probably Basic Plains and Basic Mountain too, and they're playing Archmage's Charm. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too conservative with my mana bases. Maybe I'm just too conservative with my mana bases. I don't think I am. I think that people are just obnoxiously greedy. This means I can't pact on end step, which is kind of annoying, honestly. Charm is fine in any deck right naturally. That's true, but my opponent's deck is not. Hey Muffin Buffin, how's it going? Here's nothing. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to jam Titan into my opponent's 3 mana. They're probably gonna just double bolt the Karn. Okay. Bounce their dude. So they're gonna replace Snapcaster, blow up my Cavern. Shock for Hallowed Fountain. Wait a second, are they playing the Blood Sun deck? If they're playing the Blood Sun deck, that is very bad news for us. Because we kind of can't beat that deck. They did impact. Here's this dude. They just Valakut Awakening, so I have to imagine that they're gonna have an answer to this guy. So I think I'm just gonna Vesuva this field. Means that we don't get Sombos right now. Excuse me. Main deck Gust. Oh. Oh, that's very good for me. That is absolutely amazing for me. So now I'm free to do this. Sounds fucking great. Let's do it. Do I want to kill Baby Tef? Or do I want to dome them for 8? I think that face is the place. I don't know if you saw the Green White Reclaimer deck that played the Sunday Challenge with 4 Karn. I didn't see it. I'm probably gonna check it out. It sounds weird to me, but like it's maybe crazy enough for it to work. It's probably not the approach that I would take. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Ooh, Batutinia. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out later. Batutinia is a very good player. Big Tef. It's a big Tef. What's up, young good? Oh, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. How's everything with you? Path. Okay. One, two, three, four. Got stuck into the WoW Classic rabbit hole for like a year. Brutal. Yeah, that kind of game, I honestly just don't understand it. Like, people get super into it. Guess I got kind of punished there, huh? This is why I got the fetch land. This guarantees that I get another Sombo. The good thing now is that we get to tighten them, especially because of how they tapped. They didn't let the white mana up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top 8 show, okay, let's go. What's up, Ryan? How's it going? Living life out here, punting left and right, and then the deck is just like, no, friend, I gotcha, friend. Don't worry about it. And honestly, this could have been an actual Titan, though. You know, no need to sweat it. Like, we just know that it resolves. I watched the VOD back. GG's again. Someone say I was sniping the whole time. Glad you say you know was. Nah, I obviously didn't think that you were sniping. I think that you were playing very well. Man with one eye. Thank you for the prime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, man with one eye. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Do I even have this deck in my cyber guide? I do. Wow, I'm a genius. That's one cavern. We are assuming. Yeah, right. We're assuming that they're playing the Lotus Field deck, even though we didn't see Lotus Field, but we didn't see fetch lands either. Yeah, we saw Spiral of Canal. No control deck, Nobody in their right mind would play Spiral of Canal in their control deck unless it's a Aspiring Spike, so it has to be Spike's list. Yeah, let's ship this. And let's ship this. And let's keep this. Bottom. Actually, let's bottom this and this, I guess. Haven't been up to date for a while of the Green White Reclaimer hub train. Well, it's not that I'm off the Green White Reclaimer hype. It's that number one, I mean, Amulet is just Amulet for me. Like, you can't really beat Amulet in my eyes. So if there's like a playable version of Amulet that I think it's good, I'm probably gonna be trying to play that. So there's that, first of all. And then second of all, there's the fact that, ooh, piece of candy. There's the fact that not only do I think that Amulet is very good, but I also think that the list that I'm playing right now, it's very, very well positioned as well. Miss this deck. Then play it. Just do it. Make blue. Transmit. Someone respect. Pass the turn. Pretty solid 5-card hand. I'm not gonna complain about this. Not gonna complain about this. Did I top it with Amulet? I had 2 Ganaxos. Like, the lists are up. I top it with Amulet, obviously, but like when I posted it was just I don't know. I just woke up that morning. I thought it would be funny for me to say that I would be playing Omnath instead of Amulet, and it actually ended up being hilarious. So I would definitely consider that to be a win. But yeah, I mean, you can just see the results in the Wizards page, and obviously there's gonna be an Amulet with cards in there, and then people just kept saying, "Oh, Omnath, it's so broken." Like, you top it with Omnath. Like, everybody just like kept that meme going, which I thought was very funny too. I mean, if they have Blood Sun here, we are kind of fucked. I'm not gonna lie. That's their turn 3. I guess you'd better have that Force of Negation. Like, they know about this. We don't have lethal because we drew our Sand home, which is pretty unfortunate, honestly, but this seems fine. Just gotta make sure that we don't die in our upkeep. Okay. I remember when Karn got printed and we were just on top of the world. Oh yeah. And I remember all of the naysayers too. I remember so many folks being naysayers. I was on the Karn train from day one. Like, I just love, like, whenever Karn got added to Amulet, I was like, I'm there. And there, like, then all the like Matt Dilks and like Edgar, their layers, all of those folks were just like shitting on the whole Karn package and stuff, and I'm like, no guys, like, it's actually good. And then it seems like a good hand, and I still think that it always was just like a good choice. it was like better and worse at different points of its time being in the deck, but like a lot of folks would just like completely disregard it, almost regardless of anything else. I got paired against the Prowess deck. I'm beat it with the Worm. They messaged me saying Karn sucked in my Amulet deck. Hola, Sram. ¿Cómo andas? Yeah. I don't know, man. It's like a meta color, right? Like there, 2 or 3 months ago, I was not playing Karn, and I thought that it wasn't correct to play Karn because the meta just didn't ask for it. And now I think that you kind of have to be playing Karn, and if you're not playing Karn in your Amulet deck, you're basically leaving a bunch of value on the table. Okay, so now we know that we're playing against Shadow, because up until here we could have been playing against. Wait, what? Basic Swamp? They don't have Blood Moon though. Was the combo with Lattice and Oversight, or did R&D know it existed? I don't think we will ever know. Yeah, I also don't think it matters too much. Okay, this turn we're gonna go off. So let's start here. Then I think I want to Vestige because I want to explore first, which will give me more info. So this gives me more information. Third Amulet, all right. Sure. So I guess we can cast anything that we want at this point. So I'm just gonna fetch for a tapped Breeding Pool. And I am either looking for, so I'm gonna actually float a blue here. Although I guess that we can't transmute here even if we find it. I'm getting Radiant Fountain because this basically means that my opponent's gonna have to waste a burn spell here or on my face if they want to play a Scourge, which I think is just too hilarious not to do, so. It is worse if we find Tolaria West, but even if we top deck exactly T-West, we have one turn to put the T-West into play, and then we have another turn to transmute, and when we transmute, we just kill them on the same turn. So like even if we top deck T-West, it time walks me for a turn, but it's fine. Double Amulet is cheats, triple Amulet is, huh? that sounds alright, yeah. Green White Reclaimer is the first deck since both I truly fell in love with, but can't quite pick up Amulet. Different feel and gameplay of the deck is tipping me off. Maybe I'm just playing it wrong. Have you actually played with the deck? Man with one eye. Have you played with the deck, or have you only seen other people play it? Because that should be a big difference, I think. Okay, so we're gonna win next turn. Unless they have exactly... Call against command. Triple Amulet draws always feel like you just do whatever you want. Yeah, it really is like that. 1/1 Scourge, let's go. I guess that Radiant Fountain pickup wasn't that bad after all. That is really unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. So we're gonna have to think, I guess. 3 to transmute, 3, this is 6 to cast the Titan. We get a Titan, we get second Tolaria West, and... Like, we literally can't haste now. That's really fucking unfortunate. We can kill this Scourge, which is hilarious. And we can probably present... excuse me. We can probably present a board state that my opponent can't beat. So that seems worth doing. Set something you will follow. No, there's literally no combination because like I need the lands, right? I need the lands and I need the color of the mana too. We also only have one to Lurrus. And if we do get this stuff to transmute, then we don't get this stuff to we just have to make sure that we can pay for both packs. I mean, I'm just gonna get 2 Titans into play. Like, how the hell does my opponent beat that? I can't attack with them. But I don't have, like, if I had Gemstone Mine, we would be fine. But I don't have Gemstone Mine in my list. Yeah, Triple Amulet basically lets you loop Titans until you... Okay, my opponent just backs it in. They weren't lethal, again, I couldn't attack for lethal, but, you know... They probably still cannot beat that board state anyway. Turf, Tolaria, other Titans, Celestia Slayers. Yeah, I guess that you're right. So we can't double strike. We can't double strike, but we can. We can't double strike, but what we can do is we can Vesuva copy our own Radiant Fountain. So that means that on the attack step we get to kill my opponent's blocker. So I think that I think you're right. Yeah, that would have been that. Yeah, that would have been the line. You're right, Iolus. Yeah, good stuff. I played a bit of Amulet myself. Yeah, good job. That's the one. Yeah, we get 3 blue from the T-West. So you're 100% correct. But I needed to tap my Sunhome and my Crumbling Besters that were on the side. +1 Bog. EE. And I usually hedge with 1 Rex Sage. Could hedge with a Force too. Cavern, Grazer, G-Backed. I'm assuming they have Blood Moon. Yeah, they do. This hand is not keepable. This hand is also not keepable, but it's pretty good against my opponent's Blood Moon plan. I cashed the GP with Amulet. Yeah, I think I was like 120th. I was very, very close from being... well, now I feel stupid. I think I was the best placing Amulet list, but I'm like, I think one person above me got like twice the amount the amount of price that I got, or something like that, or maybe 2 or 3 times. I don't know. Was Hogak a good matchup? Yeah, Hogak was a fine matchup. The list that I was playing was kind of naughty. So here we're hedging. I'm exiling my opponent's yard. That's not the relevant part, but like I'm hedging against Blood Moon. So if we draw an Azusa or a Dryad, we can still cast it next turn off of this basic forest because I got the ETB tap land out of the way. But I mean, Blood Moon is not that good for them here. Just bolt my face. One Scourge. Let's go. Okay, that's gonna grow very quickly. F's in chat for me. Was going to play Amulet up until 2 weeks before the event, and the home is gonna miss me to go to the dark side. I mean, honestly, you were probably right. you were probably right, if I'm being honest. No, we're talking about GP Vegas. We're talking about GP Vegas. So I guess the only way that we can get out of this is if we top deck exactly Dryad or Azusa. Because that would allow me to play my lands, and then it would allow me to gain some life and chump block. That doesn't do it. Game number 3. They do have Blood Moon, so I guess I do like the forces. Was the only day 2 Amulet player at GP Minneapolis during GAC Summer. There you go. There you go. Representing the good guys, the heroes. Day 2 playing Mardu Pyro. Remember Mardu Pyro? Mardu Pyro died for whoever sins, for Dredge's sins. Yeah, we're gonna ship this. We're gonna ship this too. Very unlucky, honestly. Keep bottom that, bottom that. They also moved to 5. Proceed to die to the GAC 3 times day 2. I went 3-1 against Hogak in that GP. My losses were to... I even beat Neoform in that GP. Counting down to 2 Graces in this matchup seems very questionable to me. I think it's the worst card in the matchup, and I do think that their Blood Moon plan, even though I think their Blood Moon plan is pretty bad, I do think that their Blood Moon plan is pretty bad, but I think it's better than their aggro plan, and their aggro plan that is not Gracer based. What am I trying to say here? Their aggro plan with like Swift Spears and stuff is not as good if they don't have the Blood Moon 2. That's what I'm trying to say. Currently packs seems wild when we need threats versus discard and Sage versus Moon. I mean, it's like I could not bring in the Force of Vigor. I am basically, my Force of Vigor is like, okay, this is my answer to Moon that I have, that I play like in place of the Summer Respect. Well, you better have it, opponent. Discard spell or Blood Moon. They have Thoughtseize. Fuck. What would you cut instead? I don't want to cut Karns. I think Karns are great, so I don't want to cut Karns. Because it's very easy to suggest cards to not cut, but like you also like I also need cards to be cut instead. And I think Explore is better than Grazer in this kind of matchup, precisely because of what Dom just said. I don't think Bojuka Bog does anything. Sure. So we don't bring in Bojuka Bog, and then like it's the same. Like we have Cavern of Souls instead of Bojuka Bog. Same thing. Like what's the cut now? Pact for Titan. We leave Border's Garrison untapped. We get Slayer Stronghold plus. We can transmute right here. We can get Stronghold plus. This is haste and double strike. It's not lethal. My opponent has a Scourge in play. Okay, so I need to make sure. Like, I know that they're blocking with the Scourge, because otherwise they just lose. So I'm pretty sure that they will just block with the Scourge. Also, my opponent's playing Blood Moon in their deck, so we also have to keep that in mind. I think there's a Scourge is fixed at 7. Oh, that's right. That's right. I was thinking of Scourge as Death Shadow. This card's weird. Yeah, we can get Fountain to make it smaller, but it doesn't matter. Like, this is actually just lethal. So I was trying to think if we could play around. Blood Moon, and it turns out that we actually can. Turns out that we actually can. So. Oh, no, we can't. Never mind. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's kind of whatever. Like, we're just double striking this big Titan. And then we win. Can you imagine if they had Black Force? The second anybody puts Black Force in their deck, everybody's gonna get got by it. Like, it just feels like it's something that's waiting. It's waiting to happen. Who's gonna be the first Brave Soul to put? Did I just fuck this up? I think I just fucked this up. I did fuck this up. Yeah, okay. So I guess I lose to Blood Moon. Damn it. I think we are supposed to do this, though. I think we're supposed to force my opponent to chump. And then we accept our loss to the Moon. But I was thinking if there was like a way that we could... Yeah. So if they have a shock land as their third land, they can't moon me. So it needs to be like actual... What's his name? Dismember doesn't do it. Feed the Swarm doesn't do it. This is just a free block, right? Because they can dismember. Yeah, but then I die to my pact on my upkeep, Rutilio. Like, I can't present lethal, so I'm still... No, I guess I could have presented lethal, actually. Six times 2, that's 12. So we can present 16 again. Having lethal and overthinking where possibilities and punting is a classic. Yeah, that's the next level play. I think we do this, then we Vesuva, copy Boros Garrison. We activate here, bounce the Garrison. Yeah, this is fine, I think. But we want both of these untapped going into our turn. I'm so glad you're streaming the PTQ so long. Yeah, the PTQ is obnoxiously long, honestly. So we're fine now. We 16 and we 16 minus 13 is lethal. So we should be good here. We also get some Sombos and some Tolaria West in play for good measure. Okay. Play like shit, didn't matter. Yeah, I think I actually missed the lethal line. Oh no. The shadow survives at minus what? That's a 16. Three-two that I would draw, but I also feel like I want to play to get something from my money. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like I did like this super long stream on Saturday. It was like a 9-hour stream. And then I woke up in time and I'm just like, I just don't want to. Like, I just don't want to play in the PTQ. I don't want to force myself to do this, so I just didn't. Yeah, I think we had lethal on that turn. I could have sat there and thought for a little bit longer. Probably find a better line. Or I could also just, like, you know, stumble into a win. Keep this, bottom that. Actually, I think I want to bottom. Stronghold. Okay, this is a nice little heuristics time. What's better? What do we think it's better? Is it better for the Stronghold to be in my deck, or is it better for the Sunhome to be in my deck? Stronghold is better when you naturally draw it, which is what I'm thinking about right now. But at the same time, I feel like Stronghold, drawing the Stronghold is what makes your Amulet turns the weirdest. Alright, very good, and thanks for hanging out. But like, if I don't draw a Titan, I'd rather have Stronghold to, you know, grow my zombies or grow my dry and be able to cloak opposing planeswalkers. I think I'm gonna bot on Sunhome. Like, it's weird though, right? Like, both of them obviously are not excited about drawing, but which one is the least bad, you know? And I feel like the least bad to have in play is the Stronghold, even though it's the one that you want to have into play the most. The one you want to have in your deck the most is what I meant. Probably gonna mana leak this, just fine. Mention evolve your first item triggers is Suan Sunhome. The second gives red white Sunhome activation. Is Colorless Forest, another way for cards. Second. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's that was the line. Even if they Teferi minus an amulet, that's still fine. Udo. That kind of sucks. So we're 1 mana short in a couple of different ways. We're 1 mana short of Karn plus Lattice. We're 1 mana short of Primetime. And we're even 1 mana short of Titan next turn. Lattice, well, like Liquid Metal Coating, whatever. How does one get access to you guys? Good question, man with one eye. So you have to join my Discord, and you need to go to settings, and you need to link your Twitch and Discord accounts, and then you have to you will get access to the sub-only channels. I think I'm just going to develop my mana, play the Gracer this turn. And play Karn, and I'm gonna minus for Tormod Script. Alternatively, what are my other options? I could... I kind of feel like I'm even supposed to just play my lands here instead of... I think I have to. We get punished if we draw exactly a Susa. But we're more likely to draw literally any other land than drawing a Susa, so... I think that this is the line. The other option would be to minus for coding here. I guess I'm gonna do that, actually. This is bad if they have exactly Lightning Bolt. But this gives me something to do this coming turn. And these lists play exactly 1 Lightning Bolt, so... I think that this is the line. But the issue is that if they have Ren, for example, then I'm kind of forced into minusing the Karn to get the Tomo script, which is awkward. There's also the fact that, well, they could have Cryptic Command or something, right? So we coding first. If they Cryptic counter bounce, that's bad for me. But I wanted to play my land pre-combat because of mana leak, which my opponent didn't show me. Yeah. And now, if they Udo, which they can with any fetch land, we probably just Lament Titan. Chase. We could have like started the turn with Karn, right? But then, like, it's a matter of like, do we want to make my opponent's Cryptic better, or do we want to make their mana leak better? Maybe the correct option might have been to make their mana leak better, actually. Oh, they just tap out. Sweet. And I think we kill Jace here. We can get 2 bounce lands, which means we get zombies, we get to play Karn, and we make the play that I was talking about earlier. Bounce this. What impacts it in? Yeah, Karn crypt. We're on the draw, so we got this, this, and this. Play this matchup like a million times already. What's up, JK? I should always sit down with Punt and discuss like sideboarding philosophies. I hear about his thoughts because I do agree. I do agree that I think that Grazer is actually fine in the Shadow matchup, but being him in the podcast, yeah, he's been a guest already. Sure. He's been on the podcast already. Pretty good, pretty good. This is a PTQ? No, it's not. Just a good old league. Which podcast? My podcast. What made you say, hey, I think I'll play BroKarn in my Amulet deck? The fact that it fixes all of my matchups, all of my bad matchups from. We were here on stream and we were going through Goldfish and we were looking at every single deck in the top 15 and we're like, well, this deck we can't really beat, this deck we can't really beat, this other deck we can't really beat. And then basically I say, okay, what happens if I add Karn? well, this matchup becomes a lot better, this matchup becomes a lot better, this matchup becomes a lot better. And I'm like, oh, okay, wait a second. Oh yes, my opponent with the perfect mana base. Can't cast Growth Spiral, can't cast anything. Actual answer, Punt played it. Yeah, I mean, Punt is the one that kind of opened our eyes, right? In a way. So we're probably gonna get Draw Step blown up here. Which is not great, but it's kind of whatever. How does it feel to play the most consistent DRC or that is broken? It's only safe from bats because it's hard to play. It's okay, I guess. Let's get Valakut here. Did I foul last leg? No, I went 4-1. It isn't that hard, I think. It's harder than the average deck. That's the only thing that I would really say about Amulet. I don't think it's hard to play. I think it's just harder than the average deck, so people tend to make more mistakes. Gonna see a force here. That's always so cute when this happens. We just get coding again, right? Yeah, we just get coding again. What do you think is the hardest deck in Modern right now? Probably Shadow. I always think that the Shadow decks are really hard to play. We can make that into a command. You have to mill yourself, opponent. One day I'll get tired of just telling my opponent that they should be using Ashiok more responsibly. Ashiok also means to command. Let's see. Okay, we have a new command. Actually, let's make it a little bit better. There we go. Ashiok versus Karn Connie does not feel like a winning position. Yeah, Karn's pretty good against Ashiok. I think my opponent just thought that Ashiok was gonna be GG's, and they just kept a hand that wasn't very good. Like their mana wasn't, it simply wasn't functional, right? They just kept like their hand just, they probably had a bunch of spells in hand that they just could never cast. So when Karn comes down and starts like doing the thing, it's just best place for Ashok to be is not in this era. No, like Ashok is fine. Like particularly, and that's my point. And like that's what I was saying about my opponent right there. It's just like my point is precisely that you are playing an Uro deck, right? Whenever you have Uro in your deck, Ashiok becomes so much better. Because against a deck like Amulet, where when you mill the Amulet deck, you're getting basically no value whatsoever. You actually can get value from your own deck. Like you can just go ahead and you can like feed your Uro, basically have an instant Uro, or sometimes you even don't even draw the Uro and you just mill the Uro with the Ashiok and you basically drew a card and you know that card was an Uro, so that's pretty fucking good. But yeah, I don't think it made too much of a difference in that situation right there, because my opponent's mana was just non-functional, right? They just have like the stupid basic planes in the middle of their mana base, and even if they had had the cards for Uro, they were like at least 2 colors away from getting it back, and then the coding was gonna be chipping at it every single turn, so they were basically never gonna get to get the Uro back. So yeah, that's it. I've been beating the Omnath piles somewhat reasonably lately, but honestly most of the time it just feels like I'm getting lucky. It just feels like I'm getting lucky and my opponents are not. Like I'm just, to be fair, like I'm the one asking all the questions, right? Like I play the Amulet on turn 1 and my opponent forces, and then on turn 3 I'm like, okay, do you have an answer to this card? And they sometimes do, they sometimes don't. Need Bogolgi, think of it, follow. So like we are definitely like the ones asking the questions, right? So we're forcing our opponent to have the right answers at the right time. Thank you for the congratulations, appreciate it. So like that's the nice thing about it, right? Like we have access to Karn, we have access to all the prime times as well. Like it gets to a point where we have a lot of threats, and then we are the ones that kind of overwhelm what our opponent is doing. The power of Aethergust precisely is that it's so mana efficient, but like Aethergust doesn't touch Karn, which is yet another reason to be playing Karn in the first place. But I have lost matches, or like games, I guess. I've lost games where I just went turn 3 Karn and it resolves and I get a coding, and then like my opponent they untap and they resolve the Jace. And then even though I'm coding them every turn, they are drawing enough cards and they are able to like get enough from Jace that I simply cannot keep up. And I have also played matches where I played a Karn and then my opponent played an Omnath, and then just Omnath just domes the Karn because you know, just by playing land drops, which is huge. So that's why I don't think that Karn is the end all be all in the control matchup. But I've been feeling like I've been getting pretty lucky. Like I think I've beaten the Omnath decks in the past 6 or 7 matches that I played. I beat Bug Reclamation twice already. I beat it in round 4 of the PTQ, which was an amazing match. If you haven't checked that out, I strongly recommend you do it. It was actually super cool. And then the match that we played today, where my opponent simply didn't have it, and we did. The bug should be much tougher than Omnath. Yeah, they have a lot more answers. Yeah, that's for sure, Mr. Rave. Like, and they also have Factor Fiction. Like, Factor Fiction and Nexus of Fate are 2 cards which we are just like. Drop a link for that match. It's on my YouTube. Like, I uploaded it yesterday, so if you go to my YouTube channel, like all the VODs from the showcase are in there, so you can see the whole trip. And this was match number 5, which I think is in video number 1, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know if I've been getting luckier or my opponents have not been getting as lucky as I have, and it's just been working out. Like, definitely Gracers are not a card that I'm excited to have in the control matchup. and like we literally don't have options in our sideboard. We could try to do something like that, right? Like we could play a tracker in the sideboard. We could play what else is fine against control? Like we could basically have options for the control matchup in the sideboard, but honestly, like the biggest threats are these three right here. Like Bojuki Bog is just so important in that matchup specifically. Why not Bog in the main? Because you just want to cast your spells basically. Not like in the turn timber anymore. Yeah, it's basically a matter of, I think that Karn works very well with Steerings, and because of Steerings works very well with Amulet, and Amulet works very well with Boros Garrison Slayer Stronghold, and like the whole deck is a whole package. We talked about it in depth in the podcast. I think it was in the episode, not last week's episode, but the one before, because I think it was the one that it was just me and Jose. What about a black version? Why? Like if you want to do it just for fun, like that's perfectly reasonable too. Like you could play a black version, but like, do you want to play black with Karn? I don't think I want to do that, and I don't want to not be playing Karn right now. It's one of those things where I just think Karn is the man. Like Karn is just the man right now. Like we went 4-1 in the first league, and we lost to not drawing Karn precisely. If we had drawn Karn, we would have won both game 1 and game 2. If at any point we had found the Karn. Because Titan was just not enough to stabilize, which is the main reason. I feel like I said this so many times already, but like the reason to be playing Karn right now, it's because primetime very often is just not enough. Like you just resolve a Titan and your opponent is like cute, and they just go ahead and they like equip an Ink Moth with a Colossus Hammer, and they fly over your army of zombies and they kill you, or they gain a bunch of life with the thing, or they untap and they just combo kill you with Upsol spells, or with Belcher, or with Ad Nauseam, or with Heliod combo deck. Like very often you just resolve a Titan and your opponent just shrug, and then you lose the game when they untap. So because of those situations, I think that Karn is just necessary, because all of those things that I just said, Karn just stops them straight up, right? Like if your opponent is playing Hammer, you play Karn, your opponent can't move equipment around anymore, so lining up your blocks is a lot better. Is Ink Moth bothering you? Sweet, you just needle and you just name Ink Moth. Is your opponent playing Belcher? LOL. Is your opponent playing Oops like they were right now? Like we played Karn on game 1 against Oops today, and I got Tormo Script, and basically we had the game locked up. If I weren't an idiot, I just F6 through my turn. I'm proceeded to win when my opponent untapped, and I really felt stupid. But it's kind of, it just answers all of the problems. It just answers all of the problems, and again, we can do this again. We can, if we look at the top decks in Goldfish. I think I did this a while ago, I guess. But if you look at all the top decks in Goldfish, wait, is that Melsium in the top 15? That's crazy. So we have like UR Omnath, which is kind of like, as we just saw, Karn gives you a non-gustable threat that you can play against UR Omnath, so that Karn makes this slightly better, even if not that by that much. Hammer time, like with mono green Amulet, you basically can't beat it, or like I guess you can beat it, but you need to get pretty lucky. Now with Karn, you just like slam a Karn and you just win. Bug Udo is just a bad matchup with both decks. Rakdos Shadow, I guess I would rather be on the mono green Amulet side of things than the Karn side of things, but like it's still fine. Bug Udo, I guess same thing applies. I love how they split the Udo decks into 3 different ones, so it's a lot tougher to see that this deck is actually like 15% of the metagame, or however this much is, and it should be a lot more, because the deck is like stupid expensive and most people can't even afford to play the deck. So if the deck were like, 300 tickets in total, I think that these decks would be like probably like 25% of the metagame, which is very unhealthy, but like Wizards doesn't want to do anything about it anyway. Whatever. Rakdos midrange, I'd rather be playing Karn than not playing Karn. Blitz, I'd rather not be playing Karn, but this is like one of the exceptions. Burn, I honestly can't trust that Burn is like 3% of the meta. This is just a lie. This is a blatant lie. Heliod Company, basically you cannot beat with the mono green version. Karn makes it a lot better. Fuck this, fuck that. It's called Green White Reclaimer. Green White Reclaimer, it's kind of a little bit of the same. Like I guess I'd rather be on the Karn version, but like not by that much. It's kind of like whatever. Well, this is the mirror, where I think you'd rather be on Karn in the mirror. It's unclear though. I guess you'd rather be on Karn because you have access to more amulets, and more amulets means more wins. Ad nauseam, same thing. Like Karn just turns this matchup around considerably. Same thing with Oops Up spells. It definitely helps a lot in the Taxus matchup, even though this was my loss in the showcase. Mono red aggro, which is packing like 4 Blood Moons, sometimes more in the sideboard, because of Magus effects, and Karn basically helps that a lot. Spirits, I'd rather not be playing Karn. Mill, I would much rather be playing Karn. Dredge, I guess I'd rather not be playing Karn, though it's close. And red-green, I'd rather be playing Karn. Infect, I'd rather not be playing Karn against Infect. Gruul midrange, same thing. Oh, red-green is Belcher, yeah, so yeah, definitely I'd rather be playing Karn here. Dan Stoneblade, I'd rather be playing Karn. Tron, I'd rather be playing Karn. Gifts, I'd rather not be playing Karn, I guess. It's close. I'd rather be playing Karn. So as you can see, like Karn just shores up a lot of bad matchups, particularly here towards the top end. Like here, and particularly here. So as you can see, that like there's a bunch of matchups that get significantly improved by Karn. So like you could be doing something like adding mono, something like this with like turn timbers and stuff, which I do think it's a perfectly good way to build a deck, by the way. It's not like I'm not saying that this is just like a bad list or anything. I'm saying that this is not how I want to be fighting the metagame, because I think that I'm just bringing the wrong tool for... I'm just bringing the wrong weapon for the fight, or I'm just like using the wrong tool for the job, however you want to see that. So it kind of is what it is in a way, you know. You're just kind of forced into a situation where you have to adapt, you know, like we just have to adapt, and we have to figure out a way to fight, to be better prepared for the fight that we're trying to fight. It's as easy as that. Hey, McFast, how's it going? Will I ever get back to Reclaimer? Yeah, I still been streaming Reclaimer basically every week. So if you go to YouTube, you're gonna find it there. But like for now, again, like I just think that Karn fixes a lot of problems, and I'm definitely gonna be trying out this thing right here. Probably tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow. But this is like a green-white Reclaimer list with Karns, which is certainly interesting. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the sideboard options, but yeah, this seems like something that I want to, you know, try out for a league or two, see how it feels. So yeah, I will definitely be back to Reclaimer. Maybe we can Karn Claimer. That's gonna be it for me today, though. Thank you so much for checking out the stream. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one, folks. Hope you had a good time. Bye bye.